right, Mo, so you got to do this taking a huge risk after ChatGPT called him out.
Yeah, this dude actually decided to turn his life around and take the biggest risk he's ever taken, and it's all due to advice that he got from ChatGPT, of all things. And so he works 2 jobs, and for a while he had been complaining that one of these jobs was taking up too much time in his life for him to pursue what he really wants to do. But he's just never wanted to make a move about it. And it's conversations that we have constantly had about, if it's not fulfilling your purpose or fulfilling your need, then sometimes you have to leap. But he didn't want to. At least he wanted to, but he wasn't brave enough to do it. So he found himself at a crossroads, and it all started when we did the ChatGPT challenge of, I believe it was ChatGPT, tell me the uncomfortable truths about myself that I may not want to hear. Oof. Which a lot of people have seemed to reach out to me and say, I tried it, and I mean, a lot of people are blown away by just how accurate it really is and how much it really reads you.
Yeah, and the more you use ChatGPT, the truth is, the more it knows you from your conversations with it, but it's also pulling from everywhere on the internet, right?
Right. So because he has a pretty decent amount of information online, and because he uses ChatGPT quite often, it knows him really well personally. And so he saw this, and then I convinced him to do it. I was like, why don't you just give it a shot and see what it says about you? And literally, as he's reading it, I could see tears like forming in his eyes from the way that it was reading him. And it was saying absolutely everything that myself and all of his peers have been saying to him for years about how he's afraid to leap. He's selling himself short. He's not ever going to become the person that he is really destined to be because he doesn't believe in himself enough. And you have ideas that you are afraid to put into the universe because you're afraid of what the feedback will be. I mean, it was reading him. It was like, it was really touching. And
delete ChatGPT. That's what I do right after I read it like that.
So it was ironic, the timing of it all, because he had a decision to make, because he was invited to the BET Awards for one of his accomplishments. And one of the jobs that he has was willing to let him go and to be in that moment and to celebrate himself in this moment. But the other job was not willing to let him go. And he had called me and he said, this is everything that I feel like I've been going through and everything I feel like I've been dealing with. And I told him, do you really think that if you were to go to this award show and, be there and be in the moment with the who's who, that it's possible that it could be life-changing for you? And he said, yes, but he didn't want to risk whatever would come from him having to tell the job, I'm just not going to be there, because they had already told him they weren't going to give him the permission to go. Mm-hmm. So he had to pretty much tell him, I'm going. Wow. And whatever comes of it, comes of it. And so I told him, put it in chat. At this point, see what ChatGPT says. And he did. And it pretty much said back to him, this is everything I already told you.
Wow.
It literally said that. Like, this is a perfect example of what I have told you in the last time we had this correspondence, where you have this grand opportunity in front of you, could be life-changing, and you're going to sell yourself short for something that already is not serving you.
Like, I kind of love how ChatGPT has zero patience.
Zero. and it really read him to fit. It said, what are you afraid of losing? Yeah. You don't like being there. It's not serving you. It doesn't match your purpose. So if you lose it, you lose it. But you rather lose what could be a life-changing opportunity than something you've been doing that's not working for you?
This is kind of the beauty of ChatGPT, is that it's all sort of fact-based. The one thing that we have that it doesn't, at least so far, is heart, and connection and personality. So it is just spitting out what is rational and makes sense to it, which most of the time we cloud our decisions based on emotion. ChatGPT doesn't let you do that.
Exactly. Pure logic. And so he sat on it for a couple of days, and he started doing what he always does, finding reasons and excuses as to why he shouldn't go. And I said, bro, at this point, I mean, you got to look in the mirror, right? Because everyone around you, including ChatGPT, is telling you that at some point, if you don't make these sacrifices, then nothing else is going to change for you. Nothing is going to come of it. And after reading it, I was shocked. But he actually did it.
No kidding.
He actually did it. He sent the email into work saying, I'm sorry, but this is an opportunity that I have to go. I have to go seek. And he went, and I asked him to give me some notes about what his experience was, and let's just say he doesn't regret it at all. He said he ended up going, they upgraded his seats. He sat in between J.B. Smooth and Mariah Carey.
Shut up.
Sat right behind Boris Kojo and Dwayne Martin. He said Mariah Carey looks like she hasn't aged at all and actually gave me a hug and a compliment.
Come on.
He got to party with Tyler Perry. He said that the TV does not do award shows justice at all because Tyler Perry's speech and Kevin Hart and Jamie Foxx both all had like very, very memorable performances. And in the room, it's like iconic. It's epic. But when you see it on social media, it's downplayed a bit. So he said the experience was incredible. He hung out with Snoop Dogg. He had a drink with Kevin Hart. I mean, these notes keep going. I didn't realize he was going to send me all of this. I actually started to get a little mad at what he was doing. But he decided to chase his dreams and take a risk that he never would have if it wasn't for ChatGPT.
Scary, man, but helpful.
The Bert Show.